Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're exploring a realm of extreme wealth that, honestly, most of us can barely even wrap our heads around. I mean, forget mega mansions and super yachts. Those are literally just the baseline. We are looking far beyond traditional luxury to uncover this wild quest for absolute impenetrable autonomy. Deep out in the Pacific and Caribbean Oceans, and sometimes hiding right in plain sight near major cities, there are these forbidden territories owned by tech titans, hedge fund kings, and highly secretive elites. And guys, these are not just holiday resorts. We're talking sovereign fortresses completely cut off from the rest of humanity and custom built to weather literally any storm. Okay, let's dive into this because we really need to shatter a massive illusion right off the bat. So, what do you buy when money completely stops mattering? We've kind of been conditioned to think that customized jets and those massive floating palaces are the absolute peak of wealth. But for the global elite, that's just a ride to the airport. The true, ultimate status symbol is actually something way more profound: absolute isolation and total control. Today, we're taking a journey from the sunny, manicured surface of these estates right down into the highly secretive, ultra-high-tech depths that keep the rest of the world firmly locked out. Let's kick things off in the British Virgin Islands with Necker Island. This is a gorgeous 94-acre paradise owned by billionaire Richard Branson. And get this, he famously bought it back in the late 70s for a mere $180,000. Talk about the real estate deal of the century, right? Because today it carries a mind-blowing valuation of around $100 million. But what makes it worth all that cash isn't just the pristine white sand beaches or the exotic pink flamingos roaming around. It's what you don't see. Behind those breezy Balinese-style wooden villas, this island operates exactly like a fortress. It's powered by this state-of-the-art hidden eco-grid, and sitting right beneath the main house is a fully reinforced underground bunker. So even if a Category 5 hurricane is absolutely tearing through the Caribbean, life inside just carries on, completely uninterrupted.
But hey, why stop at a small private island when you could just buy almost an entire Hawaiian one? In 2012, Oracle founder Larry Ellison dropped an unbelievable $300 million for 98% of the island of Lanai. And he didn't just buy a stunning vacation spot with some rugged volcanic cliffs. No, he essentially bought himself a giant living laboratory. Ellison has poured hundreds of millions into transforming Lanai into this high-tech, self-sustaining utopia. Tucked away deep in its immense valleys are these massive, highly complex, automated hydroponic greenhouses. We're talking facilities designed to grow staggering amounts of food, entirely without soil, completely monitored by advanced data networks. It's an entirely independent, closed-loop ecosystem built for just one guy. Then we've got Lokala Island way out in the South Pacific, owned by the billionaire co-founder of Red Bull. Now, if you want to step foot here without being the owner, you're going to need either a highly exclusive invitation or you've got to pony up a shocking $50,000 per night. It's wild. This place takes luxury survival to a whole new extreme. Sure, it has its own private airport, but far more incredibly, it boasts a fleet of private watercraft that actually includes a custom deep-sea submarine worth over $4 million. Why? Well, it allows the elite to dive deep down into the coral reefs and travel completely undetected beneath the ocean waves. They're literally bypassing international airspace tracking altogether. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the sheer scale of the invisible technology hiding right behind those peaceful palm trees. It is absolutely staggering. To the naked eye, these islands look perfectly serene, like a postcard. But try approaching one by boat or buzzing a drone over it, and you will instantly trigger a military-grade security matrix. The lush coastlines are lined with high-tech thermal cameras that can detect your body heat straight through the thick jungle canopy. They use these crazy long-range acoustic devices that can literally deafen intruders on the spot. Plus underwater sonar networks tracking any unauthorized scuba gear. And backing up all that sci-fi tech, private security teams, usually made up of ex-Special Forces operatives, patrolling the perimeter 24/7.
But extreme isolation isn't only found out in the middle of the ocean. Right off the coast of Miami is a place called Indian Creek, which is widely known as the Billionaire Bunker. This is a hyper-exclusive gated island community with only about 30 mega mansions owned by tech moguls like Jeff Bezos and massive celebrity investors. And to guarantee absolute privacy here, the island literally employs its own private, heavily armed police force. They're patrolling the single bridge entrance and cruising the surrounding waters around the clock. The residents can just walk their dogs or play around on their perfectly manicured private golf course without a single outsider ever breaching that perimeter. What truly elevates these properties from, just really expensive luxury real estate to actual fortresses is their absolute independence. These billionaires are securing their power and water completely off the grid. They're integrating massive fields of sleek solar arrays and industrial-scale Tesla battery packs right into those lush jungle valleys. And right next to those are high-capacity desalination plants, literally sucking in thousands of gallons of ocean water and turning it into pure drinking water every single hour. The whole goal here is simple. If global infrastructure fails tomorrow, if the continental power grid goes completely dark, the lights on these private islands won't even flicker. Of course, having a fortified island means absolutely nothing if you can't actually get there during a crisis. So think about the seamless logistics behind these billionaire escape plans. It's like a finely tuned machine. In the event of massive global unrest, private blacked-out jets are kept on standby at mainland airports, fully fueled and ready to depart within hours. On land, they're traveling in matte black armored stealth SUVs. And these are definitely not your standard luxury cars. They feature multi-layered ballistic glass that can take huge impacts without shattering, and they've got heavily reinforced steel body frames. Whether they're escaping by air, land, sea, or straight down into the earth, it is an automated, flawless exit strategy designed to keep them exactly one step ahead of global chaos.
Section 2. Subterranean Doomsday Paradises.
But what happens if the island itself is compromised? What if a threat comes from the air or the sea? To understand the true extent of this survival prep, we have to look deeper. We actually have to descend hundreds of feet beneath the bedrock to see the ultimate secret. And this brilliantly illustrates the incredible duality of these properties. Up top, you have the bright, sunny luxury above ground. The modern glass mansions, infinity pools carved right into volcanic rock, the gorgeous golf courses. But hidden directly underneath, you have serious, heavy-duty doomsday survival mechanics. We are talking about massive blast-resistant doors that can withstand unthinkable impacts, advanced air filtration systems, and full-scale operational medical facilities. It is a really stark contrast between a carefree vacation home and a heavily fortified doomsday bunker. And importantly, these are not the cramped, dark, concrete bunkers you see in apocalyptic movies. No way. These are multi-story, subterranean, 5-star resorts. Because think about it. Spending months underground could cause immense psychological stress, right? So billionaires have meticulously designed these spaces to mimic normal everyday life. They feature massive LED screens acting as fake windows that simulate real-time weather patterns, ocean waves, and passing sunlight. They've got crystal-clear indoor swimming pools, private cinemas, massive wine cellars. But far more critically, they are equipped with full-scale surgical rooms featuring autonomous medical robots. Actually, let me rephrase that. It's not just an emergency room. Frankly, it is a better overall healthcare setup than you'll find in a lot of modern cities. And with indoor vertical gardens using specialized UV lights, they can literally grow fresh, organic food down there for decades. So you're probably wondering, where exactly are all these underground cities being built? Interestingly, companies like Vivos and Rising S Bunkers are currently taking these massive old military silos in places like Kansas and Germany and completely converting them into underground cruise ships for the elite. It's wild. But for tech moguls in particular, the ultimate undisputed destination is New Zealand. Using really complex legal structures, they're purchasing massive plots of isolated, remote land and actually terraforming entire hillsides just to embed deep earth survival pods directly into the green landscape. It provides this remote, totally resource-rich environment far, far away from any global conflict zones, built on a scale that is truly awe-inspiring. This brings us to a really fascinating takeaway. Owning an island like this isn't just about physical security. It's actually about establishing a sovereign legal shield. By acquiring land in international jurisdictions or registering it through these incredibly complex shell corporations in tax havens, the ultra-rich are effectively buying sovereign independence. They're creating a legal gray zone for themselves, successfully shielding their wealth, their assets, and their lives from international courts, governments, and tightening regulations. In a lot of ways, a private island becomes a place where the owner can essentially just make their own laws. Which leads us to the core realization of this entire explainer. The most valuable thing many billionaires buy isn't a physical product at all. It's freedom. They are buying absolute control over their time, their privacy, and their lifestyle. Whether it's a sunny island out in the Pacific or a fortified bunker deep in New Zealand, these properties represent the ultimate, impenetrable insurance policy against global collapse. They are basically buying the ability to be completely unaffected by the limitations and the disasters that might govern the rest of society. Maintaining this level of extreme isolation, it costs millions of dollars every single month. But for the 1%, that price tag is totally irrelevant. And all of this leaves us to ponder a rather heavy existential question to wrap things up. Are these multi-million-dollar islands just incredibly luxurious vacation homes? Or are they quite literally escape pods built by the people who control the world for a future the rest of us just aren't prepared for? Well, it is definitely something to think about. Thanks for joining me on this explainer into the highly secretive world of extreme wealth. Keep questioning the world around you, and until next time, stay curious.